Greetings, peoples of the interwebs, Jake here. So, as you know, the last couple weeks I've been uploading videos on the dwarves and just information about them, kind of regarding the fantasy world that I've been creating within the book series that I'm writing, The Priestess and the Paladin. So, before I do any more lore videos, I want to show off the artwork for the book cover, which R.R. Mendoza, who's been doing all the artwork for me for the characters, it has just been knocking out of the park with all his amazing work. So, you're probably seeing on screen right now the high-res version of the book cover. And so, as you can see, I think he did a really good job. The four main characters all pretty much front and center. Zovia, I guess, being the most front and center, as she's, I guess, the main lead of the four characters. While you've got Faradell to the left with his bow drawn, Narn on the right-hand side with his axe. Looks like he's about to just cleave into some people. And then I like how he had Varaxel kind of standing behind the other three, towering over him, sword and shield in hand, pretty much ready to duke it out with whatever foe is foolish enough to combat these four. So really, really love the way that he did this. And I guess a little bit of insight. So basically when he was kind of asking how I wanted to have the cover, I've always been a fan of those old movie posters from like the 80s, and even before that, but in particular, like a lot of those like 80s sword and sandal movies like Conan the Barbarian, the original Clash of the Titans, not the crappy remake. And also like a lot of heavy metal album covers, again, mostly from the 80s, because I feel like that's just the best time for heavy metal and movies in general for the most part. But yeah, so I was a really big fan of like I don't know, like the design of a lot of these 80s movies, again, like The Barbarian, Dark Crystal, and stuff like that, along with a lot of those heavy metal albums like your Iron Maidens, Blind Guardian, all of which these are just these amazing, just incredible designs. And that's really the only thing that I gave him. Is I was kind of like, yeah, I'm a fan of that kind of stuff. I trust your judgment. You've done nothing but amazing work so far. And so sure enough, this is the final result, as you can see on screen right now. It looks amazing. And real quick, I also want to show the picture, probably the picture you're seeing right now on screen, is the kind of full, like the extended cover, I guess, where it'll kind of wrap around the physical book. Because even though I do plan, again, as of right now, I still plan on most likely self-publishing this on Amazon or possibly some other kind of online website. I would like to have some physical copies available, just because me personally, I like physical media, whether it be my albums, movies, comics, actual books, what have you. And so basically that will be the cover will be the four main characters kind of with the light shining down on them, whereas the rest will kind of be the back and the spine of the book. So again, thoroughly pleased with the end results of the cover here. And so as usual, basically he sent a few sketches over just to kind of give basically it's kind of like, hey, here are the ideas that I'm working with. Pick which one's your favorite. And so the first, I guess, concept sketch, if I can even talk, the first concept sketch that you're seeing right now is, let me first pull it up real quick. Should have done this before I started recording. So the first concept sketch that you're seeing right here is the one that I ended up going with because I really like just to me this was just perfect. Because like that everybody is pretty much geared, ready to go. Not to say that I disliked any of them. So the second one you're seeing right here, again, like I think really the only reason that I maybe favored the first one over this one is I feel like the Zovia stance is a little bit more apprehensive compared to the other three characters, where it looks like Narn is basically leaping in the air, about to just chop somebody in half. Faradol's got an arrow ready to fire into somebody, and again, Vraxel's standing there towering over everybody. He looks like he might be about to shoot flames out of his mouth. Where it looks like she's a bit more apprehensive, and even though that is kind of her character as being a bit more apprehensive about just kind of jumping into the fray of combat. I still kind of wanted to, I guess, compared to the first picture or sketch, everybody, including her, is very much they are ready to combat whatever comes their way. And so I guess that's really the main reason why I didn't go with this one compared to the first one. And then in the third sketch that you're seeing right now, it was actually between the first and the third. Because I really like how in this one, everybody's kind of facing in all different directions. So you've got, again, Zovia front and center. Her staff, it looks like she's more in a defensive position, which I did really like. Faradol looks like he's kind of shooting for anybody coming up behind him. Narn looks like, again, kind of trying to protect the flanks, and then Vraxel just standing there looking like he's just going to take on everybody. So it was actually really hard to decide between this one and the first sketch. But I guess ultimately I kind of just like the, poses of the characters just ever so slightly more in the first one. Mostly just, again, kind of with the character sketches, I'd show the final version and then kind of get a little bit of creative insight on how I came to the conclusion of that as the final version, showing off the other sketches. It's pretty much, as soon as I was sent the sketches of the book cover, I had a stupid grin on my face for pretty much the remainder of the day, and was very eagerly showing it off to people, just showing the pictures to pretty much anybody who had even some vague knowledge of the book that I'm writing, just because I was so impressed. And then again, same thing I did with the characters as well when I had the final versions, and even before I had the final versions, I was kind of like a giddy little kid in a toy store, just kind of showing off my new toys, basically, with the sketches and the final drawings. So, yeah, basically just wanted to show this off before I dive more into the lore series, which as of right now I'm kind of debating if I want to kind of keep with the trend of the dwarves and maybe do a video on Hammerhall, which is the homeland of the dwarves, or just kind of save that for later and do maybe a video on the elves first, or next, and then the elvish pantheon, and then, kind of get the races and the religions out of the way first, and then kind of dive into their respective homelands. So that's something I'm kind of debating right now. But in the meantime, just kind of wanted to show off again, brilliant, amazing work, and the kind of full elongated version is probably what I'm going to use for the banner of the channel for now on, just because, one, it looks incredible, and that's kind of just the general direction that I'm taking the channel in right now, is kind of working in tandem with the book that I'm writing, and kind of just anything related to the current story and future stories that I plan on writing. So yeah, just a quick little update video, further showcasing the just fantastic artwork that our Mendoza has been very gracious enough to do for me. So when he actually will be starting creating a website soon to just showcase all of his artwork. So whenever he does do that, I'll be sure to leave links in the description below and promote the hell out of everything that he does from now on, because just from what he's done for me alone is incredible, but just from some of the other work that I've seen him do is nothing but solid stuff. So, yeah, anyone who is also a fan of his work, be on the lookout for that in future videos. Once he has his website ready to go, I'll start leaving links and promoting that. Just because, again, I want to throw this man all the support that I can. So, hopefully you will have enjoyed this video, and until next time, everyone, cheers.